Of the witnesses will be made public when they appear before the commission to give their evidence. Our reporter Glorious Sefako is there. Let's cross live to her. Very good morning, Glorious. Evidence yesterday by the Deputy Minister of Finance saying the PIC was run by a deeply divided board. Let's just take us back to yesterday and summarize some of the highlights of yesterday's testimony.
Good morning, Desiree. Indeed, when the commission started yesterday, the Deputy Finance Minister took the stand where he did describe that him arriving at the fund manager was quite a dramatic time. This was a time where there were questions about how the board handled the allegations of impropriety against then CEO Dan Majila. This originates from an email that was sent to the PIC by an alias under the name James Nogo. There were allegations of that the former CEO had facilitated funding for a company that belonged to a woman that is alleged to be his girlfriend. There were questions about why was he not suspended? Why was there no a forensic investigation into this? And then we heard that there was a board meeting where the head of internal audit was called in and asked to investigate the matter, but he recommended that the matter be handled by an external party. After that, he said he was given papers with submissions by the then CEO to investigate, to rather validate whether the information was true. We know that what came out of that was that he called a gentleman called Mulaudzi that had facilitated the payments, and that the board had said they found that very distasteful of the CEO. But the Deputy Finance Minister said that it was clear that there were divisions in the board, that there were people that were supporting Majila. And the fact that they had made it clear to him that what he did was distasteful, but nothing further happened after that. We heard from the Deputy Finance Minister that spoke also about the IO deal that has attracted a lot of attention in this case, where he said that the first time he heard of the deal, any sort of irregularity that could have happened, was at a portfolio committee meeting where the management of PIC said no, as far as they were concerned, everything was followed to the T. But at a later meeting with Scopa, that's when now cracks started to show, where the head of the listed investments mentioned that it's possible that processes were not followed. We know now that we understand that due diligence was not followed in this case, that this deal was pushed through. It was signed off before a meeting that was supposed to approve this deal met. We heard from the head of internal audit again yesterday, who has compiled this report on this IO deal, who has said that they have interviewed, he listed a number of people that were implicated, said that there were 2 people that were suspended in this case. Is the head of the listed investment, Fidelis Madavo, and an assistant portfolio manager, Victor Sian, who has also appeared in this commission, that they were suspended, understand that it's not necessarily because they were guilty, but because they were not being helpful to this investigation that was continuing at the PIC on this IO deal. Another issue that came out is the head of corporate affairs, Dion Botha. He came onto the stand to explain how media queries regarding the IO deal were handled, where he said questions were asked by the media which showed that they had information that was leaked from the PIC, and that the information had not been released officially by the PIC. So it means someone inside the corporation was leaking the information. And the responses that were sent to the media when they asked questions about the IO deal was obviously has come out now to show that the media was also lied to when they asked questions about this IO deal. Now we expect the commission to start in a few minutes, but obviously we do not know who will be taking the stand. We only know of the person when they take the stand, and the commission continues. Desiree?
The inquiry is set to look into impropriety and corruption at the PIC, but did the Deputy Minister get an opportunity to answer to questions about his own personal reports that he might have been involved in these processes? And what did he have to say?
Yes, indeed. He was asked that question. Yes, he was asked that question, and he did say that he's been saying this since the allegations came out in the email, that the allegations are unfounded, that yesterday actually said whoever that says they have information of him, of any impropriety against him, any allegations against him, they should bring it to the commission. And he was also asked as to who he thinks this James Nuko that's been sending these emails to PIC is, and he said he believes that it's someone that is inside the organization. He said he got a call during this time. He got a call from someone that introduced themselves as someone from the Hawks that said to them that they know who this James Nuko is and that is someone that is from the board. But he said he believed that it's someone that is actually in the organization, given the kind of questions, the kind of issues that they bring forward. It's someone that is in the PIC.
Thank you very much there for that update, Glorious Sefako.